It's good to have you back on the program. The program is still Breakfast Weekend. And on this segment of Guest of the Week, we have a woman with a large heart whose life has been characterized by impacting people, nurturing them, and releasing them to fulfill their destiny. And she has done this over the years, and she's not relenting. Please welcome to the studio with us today, Pastor Mrs. Moji Alawiye.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the show.
She has done it over the years.
Yes.
And you didn't talk about how effortlessly it looks like she's been doing it.
Of course, it's part of it. That's why I said her life is characterized by it.
Yes,
so she gives
so
it because that's what
beautiful.
she's made of. It's good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome on
I'm
the show.
really pleased to be here. I'm hearing about this impact
Africa Television.
and it's so amazing. My first time being here. Thank you for airing my show. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for keeping on. You still got bullet and you're shooting. I know that the future can only get better.
And you know, we'll have you on the show this morning because we want to, in a way, celebrate you as well for doing all that you've been doing. You're a builder. You are quite the impact maker, you know. And you know, somebody was talking about how long you've been doing this, that, you know, would expect one quite old woman working, but you're looking so young.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's start from here. In while you're much younger, what would you say prepared you for the kind of impact you're making today? What in your childhood days, you know, what were the practice things you used to do then that makes you the woman that you are today?
My life, my family. I didn't get to know my father. I was raised by a single parent, my mom. At some point, she was the voice on Radio Kwara. She's late now. Bensola Atuke Yauluru. She was a voice on Radio Kwara, so she had to pursue her career to Lagos and start traveling around. She believed that by her taking me along with her, I might be negatively influenced. She left me in Ibadan with my brother, so I lived with my brother. I had to go through a lot of things normal girls go through at that stage when you don't live with your parents. And those things, you know, I would say were foundation to where I am today. I've been facing a lot of struggles in life. I wrote a song many years ago, Tomato Seller. This is how my life began. I hopped tomato on the streets of IB. And things like that make you want to, like, okay, if everything is going this way, I have to make up my mind to make it. I wasn't born with a golden spoon in my mouth. Even though my grandfather was very rich, I come from a wealthy family, but it's a polygamous family for what it is, you know. And then I had to, like, learn another way to live, you know. My mother named me Moji Alawiye because of that. I believe I was born into wealth, but she had to let me be. She believed that I couldn't be in that space of her music because she was into the secular music, the travel around and all that. So she had to leave me with my brother and I had to live with that. And it got so bad that my brother couldn't even afford my school fees.
One step after the other, you know, let's start from where the Rotary Club came and saved the day,
yes,
in quotes.
They saved the day.
How was that support able to go on? Were there times where, you know, it just looked hopeless? How did you manage to get through that period?
Yeah, it was just 2 years before I finished from the grammar school, so they just helped with my 2 years finished, and after that, the struggle continued. I just had to go to the Polytechnic of Ibadan. I had to sponsor myself through education, through my music. I started going from place to place.
Exactly. I was going to ask when you started to commercialize that thing that was just keeping you busy.
I know, right? It was when I you know, like, people would just start inviting me from place to place. Like, you're gifted, you're talented. So I go from one small meeting to another small meeting. Then some reverend minister discovered my gift. I started inviting me for revival, crusades, and you know, a little change here and there. I just continue to just keep them.
Well, we also see that you're a builder. I'm sure this is as a result of what you went through early in life as well. But when you see people nowadays, you had to struggle, so to say. You had to say, whatever comes my way, I will rise. Yes. When you see people nowadays who just relax, that, well, things are not going well for me, that's what the situation is. How do you motivate such people?
I'll tell them, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it. You got to aim at something. Number two, nobody is coming for you. Nobody is having sleepless nights on how you're going to fulfill your destiny. Nobody, not your mom, not your dad, not your uncle, not your brother, not your pastor. Everybody has their own life to live. You have to decide, I'm going to make an impact. You don't want to die unsung. You don't want to die, nobody remembers you. You want to remember for something. You got to get up. You got to get up and smell the coffee. It's your life they're talking about here.
Not anybody else's.
Not anybody else's life, you know. So you can't get to that space in your life, say, nobody's helping me, nobody's, no, nobody will tell you. Pastor Bimbo Odiko of blessed memory said one thing that I'll never forget. He said, nobody will help you fulfill your destiny. The people can only motivate you and encourage you. That's what we do. When we talk to you, if you will do it.
Yeah, Mom, we also understand that of course, your story cannot be complete without Pastor Sam.
Absolutely.
At what point did you meet him, and how did it all begin?
I will just say,
please don't sugarcoat it. We want the raw, uncut story.
I will just say, like I said, it was actually from his church. We were Baptists. He was a member of the Gateway Baptist Church, and then they invited a particular person in their church for a program who couldn't make it. So somebody told them in their church that it was a youth program. That is a young lady, Molity Baptist Church, who's just coming up, and then he came. It was a program, what do you call it? You know, there's this Baptist Student Fellowship, and he was the program chairman. They called them, you know, part of the executive. So he was the one that will have to look for that girl. So they came looking for us. It was a band, Victorious Singers band then, and then he was the one that came with the church bus to look for us, and we accepted the meeting. We came for the meeting. It was wow. And then from there, he said that he received a vision that we could be doing something together. He led a particular group of people called Intercessors of Christ. They go to UCH to pray for the sick and all that. He believed there's something we could do together. So we prayed about it, and we started something we call PTL, Praising the Lord Time. So that was how it began, and they began to pick interest. It was a matter of picking interest in my ministry. He has a help ministry. It was a matter of picking interest in what I do that actually led us to be very close. So that was just the beginning of the story.
Things that push you to want to do so much in such a limited time.
You know, my life is such like, you need to get a copy of my book that is coming out for my birthday, 50 Shades of Gratitude. Talks a lot about my experiences. I've not been, you know, sometimes, you know, I'm a life coach. I mentor people, and I say to them, I'm not your regular life coach that tells you sitting on the high horse and everything is just cool. I've never made a mistake. Everything is just fine. No, I'm not that kind of a person. I said to them, I said, sometimes I wake up in the morning asking, where are my blue skies? Sometimes life is like a roller coaster, but you just have to know that you have to just keep on keeping on. You just have to keep on keeping on. So for the younger, or for the larger part of my, you know, like when I was very young, like about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I thought that because I'm facing it, I'm doing it, it's working, that is what I'm...
So there are days you look out and where are my blue skies? Yeah. Of course you've made mistakes, what would you say was that lowest moment for you, really, in your almost 50 years?
Oops. Lowest moment for me. Trusting people, just thinking people know you for who you are. My friend, or my darling, or my brother, and all that, and then you just realize that that space is not where you put them. Is not. It's just like being disappointed. So over the years, I've learned. God told me, I have not called you to trust anybody. I've only called you to love. It's about people, and you have to live with people every day. So I think for my lowest moment, it's about people.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning. We've been speaking with Pastor Moji Alawiye, PMA. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing so much for people. We'll go on a break. The show continues in a moment. Stay with us.